The rain tapped gently against the windows of Taehyung's apartment. The lights were dimmed, casting a soft glow across the living room. Empty snack wrappers were already scattered across the coffee table. Taehyung sat cross-legged on the floor. His eyes were fixed on the screen. Vaughn, you're awfully quiet for someone who has been losing for the past 3 rounds, she said, nudging his arm with her foot. Taehyung smirked. Day, I'm giving you a head start. It's called kindness. Vaughn, it's called denial. She shot back, stretching her legs and adjusting her oversized hoodie. Her hair were tied up in a lacy bun, and her socks had tiny dancing bears on them. Taehyung had once called them violently adorable. Vaughn, stop staring. You're going to make me win. They. Then I'll raise the stakes. Loser of the next round has to do everything the winner says. No backing out. Vaughn, everything? Die. Everything. Scared? She scoffed. Vaughn, please, get ready to be my personal butler. They. You wish. He murmured under his breath, but his screen didn't falter. The round started, the laughter filled the room, along with the occasional gasp, a lot of swearing, and shouts of, You cheated, and that was a glitch. But fate, or maybe Taehyung's carefully hidden gaming skills, was not on Vine's side. The You lose screen flashed in red. Vine groaned, throwing her head back dramatically. Vine, this is rigid. You jinxed me. There, nope. Fair and square. He leaned back on his hands, looking too proud of himself. There, let's start small though. My majesty requires a cold drink. She rolled her eyes and got up. Vine, you're the worst. There, and you're the loser. The first few commands were harmless. Serve me chips. No, the good ones. Turn up the AC. Not that high. Actually, turn it down. He made her say Taehyung is the superior human life form twice. But there was something in the air, something just beneath the surface of all the teasing. The way he kept looking at her a second too long. The way her laugh would fade into a breathy silence when he leaned too close to take the controller from her hands. And then, okay, he said, turning to her after another win, take off your shirt. The room stilled. She blinked. Excuse me? He didn't look away. That's the next command, rules and rules. She stared at him, trying to see if he was bluffing, but his face was unreadable. Slowly, she stood, fingers hooking at the hem of her hoodie. Why? You're such a child, she murmured, trying to sound annoyed, but her hands hesitated just a little too long. Before pulling the hoodie up and over her head, revealing the thin tank top underneath, he said nothing, just stared, swallowed. You're staring, she said, hugging her arm slightly across her chest. Taehyung, I know. There was a quietness between them now, something that hadn't existed before. She sat down beside him, not looking back at him, too aware of everything, her breathing, her skin, the way his arm brushed against hers when he shifted. Then, unexpectedly, he moved. Not fast, not urgent, just closer. His hand didn't touch her, not even a graze, but his face lowered slightly, deliberately, until his lips brushed the side of her neck. Not a kiss, just the press of a breath, warm, steady, and maddeningly tender. Mine froze, heart hammering. Taehyung? He didn't say anything, just stayed there, letting the space between them vanish. Warren, you're not playing fair anymore, she whispered. His lips curved slightly against her skin. Neither are you, he replied. They didn't speak for a while after that, not because they didn't want to, but because the moment felt suspended, safe, like the quiet between the thunder and the rain. Eventually, he leaned back, meeting her eyes. They, denial, you said earlier? I don't want to run away anymore. I'm not teasing anymore, you know? Wine, I don't know, maybe iron and sand, indirect words. Naomi held her jaw and turned her towards him before grazing his fingers against her cheek down her neck. Taehyung, I don't want to stay your friend anymore. Let me in. Vine stared quietly, the controller rolling off her hand before she turned towards him, cupped his cheeks and kissed him. His hand slid all over her bare back as he kissed her back. They were not playing games anymore. It was just an excuse time found to get her. He needed her. He was done pretending. He needed her to breathe and live, and now that he had her, he was losing every game they ever play.